It's heartbreaking, and it's also heartbreaking, though, and infuriating that America has not been honest about this. We, MAGA, people who don't, aren't hung up, right? We can say it. We can say it out loud. We don't worry about how, I don't know, some newspaper and their columnists will think and look and, the status, all of the crap that's involved with that life. And by the life, I mean, well, those who brought us, and Joe Biden, you in particular, as a leader, remember that? To all the transgender children, you're so brave. President's got your back. This is so far outside his job description, right? Look it up, what the president is supposed to do. And he's going into gender nonsense. So, a couple of things here. I have to talk about Nashville. Who remembers Nashville? We had a mass shooting there by a transgender individual, shot at the school. Look at these kids running out of the school. This happened in 2023. What are they like, and what are all the school children today going through? I saw a scary movie. I think it was a Dirty Harry movie when I was a kid, and the madman hijacked a bus for like 15 minutes. I still have nightmares about that movie. It made me so afraid of the bus, and it kind of, maybe that explains a few things. I don't know, but what happened in that school 2 years ago, law enforcement called it what it was, right? These are the people who were killed. They said it. They weren't afraid. You know why? Because they protect us. Law enforcement protects us. And when they're left alone to do their job, that's what they do. Like this, the chief of police down there in Nashville, this is 2 years ago, uttering something that was the truth.
Did she identify as transgender?
She does identify as transgender, yes.
Is there any reason to believe that how she identifies has any motive for targeting the school?
We can give you that at a later time. There is some theory to that. We're investigating all the leads, and once we know exactly, we'll let you know.
Wow. They didn't let the manifesto out. They couldn't do that. Oh my gosh, the powers that be came together, and this has to be quashed because a transgender maniac was involved. Well, that was 2 years ago, and some of the network news programs, for one brief shining moment, actually said the word out loud. Trans. Now, tonight, the major network news in this country, like this is NBC, we have CBS, we have ABC, all of these guys, they wouldn't say the word. They wouldn't actually come out and say the word. Say, and they called the he a she. The whole nonsense perpetuated by them. Now, what does that mean? Well, I mean, look, they're dancing around the obvious that transgender is an illness. And our culture has been encouraging this illness because it's a way to status. It's a way to, not much talent, not much ability, not a hard worker, but instant, elevation. It's crazy. It's absolutely. And finally, with President Trump, it's one of the things he told me in person, this transgender mess, it has to stop. But so much damage has been done. 2 beautiful angels are gone. And the media and the culture and more, I'll get to the more in a second. Check this out. This is the Good Morning America show. Good Morning America, right? I remember that with David Hartman and Joan London as a kid. What could be, right? It was just a kind of a cool show. Fast forward to now, actually a couple of years ago, but this is why we are where we are, okay?
Please welcome Desmond Napoles, a.k.a. Desmond is amazing.
All those idiots. Woo! Desmond is not amazing. Desmond has no talent. Sauntered in and went on the ground? What the hell is that? And Strahan likes it? All right. Now, it would be one thing if Hollywood, idiots on morning talk shows, mainstream media, the New York Times, but it was the White House. The executive branch of government embraced this stuff. And the military. Before we had this change that we so desperately needed, remember all this stuff? It left marks, this insanity. It's not, people are still living with it. And how about the Pope, right? So it wasn't just TV, it wasn't just Hollywood, it was the whole world, and it was evil. The devil is everywhere. The devil is on the loose, all right? And he's no contest, though, right? We're going to win this thing. Another thing, a Catholic school. What have they been saying about Catholics lately, right? You know, there are a lot of things you can't make fun of, right? It's open season and always has been on Christians. Oh, yeah. Jews, of course, as well, but boy, oh, boy. The federal government weaponized, right? The weaponization of the federal government and the FBI against Catholics. That happened not in 1880, but 6 months ago.
The United States government created a list of Catholic parishes and groups it did not like, branded them as traditionalist Catholics, I guess that's now a slur, and tried to recruit spies into these churches, which is unbelievable to me. I mean, you were talking about a violation of one's civil rights.
Well, how about that? Thank you very much, Josh Hawley. He's been terrific. And you know who else was kind of warning us about all of this? And at the time, I didn't give him enough credit. Bill O'Reilly. The war on Christmas. You know, back then I was a little bit, I don't know, Bill doesn't know what he's talking about. I can celebrate Christmas. He knew it. He was right. And something in my own neighborhood. Wayne, New Jersey. It's a totally decent town. And they put out their new school calendar, right? All the highlights that are coming up, you know, the blood drive, the bake sale, whatever they do. Anyway, I have a copy of their calendar right here. Someone alerted me to this. If you can take a look. All right, it's a little bit busy here, but we got the holidays that are coming up, right? Okay. We've got, what do we have here? We got Labor Day, that's coming up. We got Rosh Hashanah, good, Yom Kippur. We've got Thanksgiving. And in December, from 24 to 31, we got holiday recess. No Christmas, just holiday recess. Now, at one point in my life, I might not have minded. Now I'm infuriated. On the 19th, we got Martin Luther King Day. What's coming up on the 20th? Eid. Eid al-Fitr. Schools are closed. Eid. That's some sort of Muslim thing. Whatever. Okay. I just wonder if there are more Christians in Wayne, New Jersey than Muslims, and why wouldn't they call it Christmas? Now again, one time I thought no big deal. Now I see it as a war not only on Christmas, but on Christ and all of us, and it's insane. It really is insane. These are things that won't be discussed. They just won't be discussed. Some of our conservative friends, yes, and that's great. How about this for what happened today as a possible explanation or a contributing factor? Video games. Now, I love video games. Well, actually, I did when I was a kid. This is a real video game. Take it full, you know. This is, I know, it's a multi-billion-dollar business and people spend days and days and days and never, right? I think it's time to talk out loud about this possibly contributing to the phenomenon of school shootings, mass shootings, all right? I don't want to hear about gun control. Stop it. This makes me, quite frankly, want to have more guns. I think we'd be safer, like that church in Texas in 2019. I mean, let's look at the video games before we had school shootings. Beep, beep. Anybody have this thing? That actually kept us amused. It actually kept us, Pong or the violent? What do you want? I actually, every now and then on my computer, I'll still play Pong or Asteroids. What else is going on now that wasn't going on before? Psychotropic drugs. Everybody's taking them. Now, I'm not talking about marijuana and heroin, like that stuff that should be illegal. I'm talking about, I don't know, the stuff that psychiatrists give kids for their brains. In 1960, nobody was on this stuff. In the 1980s, yeah, some people were. Look at this. Million. I think this is a low number. 6.15 million. Now, if you watch the commercials, they say right there, suicide. Suicide. Murderous ideations is a side effect. Maybe Big Pharma's making too many of these pills, and maybe doctors are prescribing them too much. Now, you can't say that in most places. Why? Because Big Pharma funds the damn networks with those big, silly commercials. That's, right? That's kind of absurd. What kind of society? Thank God for Robert F. Kennedy Jr. and Donald Trump. A couple of other things. Back to the whole, this individual and the trans component. Trans people, not all, of course, but it is a mental illness, and everybody is wrong, okay? They're all wrong. They want to point to, well, they're pointing at the wrong folks. At least the left is. Check out AOC. I know she's not, but believe it or not, the Democrats want to run this idiot for president.
We have the radicalization of young men. This is an issue. Young women are not doing this. Young non-binary people are not doing this. Trans people are not doing this.
Yeah, wrong. All over the place. And let me prove it, okay? Trans is a mental illness, and an unbelievably large share of the most hideous and notorious murders, mass murders in history have been committed by trans individuals. Yeah, keep going. All these horrible killings, non-binary, trans, you name it, okay? Oh yeah, this one, a transgender woman dismembered the roommate. Keep going. It goes on and on and on like this, all right? But this is even on the news tonight. Tonight, they wouldn't say the word trans. And you know who that lets down? Those beautiful little angels. We have this disease, and if nobody will talk about it, I think that's right. How can you fix it? How can you fix it? So I want to go back to Minneapolis and those angels and the survivor. Anybody see this sweet boy on television today?
It was like the shots fired, and then he kind of like got under the pews. It kind of they shot through the stained glass windows, I think, and it was really scary.
Oh my goodness gracious. Kids shouldn't have to go through these kinds of things, right? Of course not.
Information. Truth is freedom. Is Newsmax. It's real news for real people.